Hey guys, it's Viejo here, and it is the last week of February in 2024. Got a nice day here on the central coast of California. It was cloudy this morning, but they're breaking up. I got 62 degrees almost here in the garage. Still humidity's up there around 66, 67 though. Hey, this is a follow-up to the video I did a few days ago on the new expander dies coming out from Lee. And there will be a link to that video in the description box. We're not going to go through everything that I did there, where I explained to you why I don't personally like the previous rendition of Lee's expander dies, and why I was kind of interested in this new one that they've got coming out with that's got an M-style expander step up at the case mouth. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that what I've been doing on my Lee turrets, or even back there on the 550, is instead of a sizing die in station 1, I pre-size all of my brass. I do them in a big batch on the Lee APP press. Goes pretty quickly. And then in station 1, I put either a Lyman or a Redding or an RCBS expander die, which have that M-style step in them. And then in station 2 with the auto drum powder measure, I use a Lee charging die instead of the caliber specific expander, and that charging die does no additional expansion. It just activates the powder measure. Okay, so having this type of stem to use here would allow me to eliminate that Lyman or Redding or RCBS expander die in station 1. I'd go ahead and put a sizing die in there and save that step of pre-sizing. Well, I went ahead and ordered a couple of pieces from Lee. If you watch that other video, you'll see why I ordered directly from Lee, but the short story is that you can't be sure when ordering from anyone else at this point in time whether or not you'll get the new version or not, because there's no difference in the part numbers, nothing different on the boxes, anything like that. Okay, so I ordered 2 expander dies for calibers that I don't already have a Lee die set or the expander die for. Okay, and you can also order just the plug. And I ordered one of those, in this case, for 45 ACP. So the dies that I got were 4440 and 41 mag, and I didn't have those. So I kind of wanted to see, well, what do we get if we just order the stem? Well, let me show you the list. Again, I put this on that first video, but here is the list of those calibers that have been rolled out with the new style expander at this point in time. And this was current as of 6 days ago. Okay, Tammy from Lee Precision sent me this list as a PDF. I took a screenshot of it. Here it is. I'm gonna pause the voice here for about 10 seconds, and you can stop the video and take a look at it if you haven't seen it already. Here we go. Okay, so those are the calibers that are already rolled out. The part number you see is just for the plug. Okay, if you order the complete die, you go to Lee Precision's website, navigate their menus to reloading dies, find the expander die, you get to that page and you get to select your caliber. And if your caliber is on that list, then you're going to get, you get that C-130 flying around. Then you're going to get the new style of die, or if you just order the plug. And these plugs are pretty inexpensive. Again, at this point in time, I went through and looked at different calibers, and they range anywhere from 3 to 5 clams each. Okay, so not too bad, although Lee's shipping rates are notoriously high unless you get over their dollar threshold that they like. Anyway, you can figure that out for yourself. Let's go ahead then and take a look at Each of these will take the die apart, pull the plugs out, and take a couple measurements. Let's go do that. Here's the one from the 41 mag. And if we measure the shank portion there, we're looking at about 0.409. Parallax was a little bit of an issue when we're looking at it this way. And then up on the step part there, okay, probably 415. Okay, so about a 6/1000ths difference in our expansion from the shank up to the step. And the depth of that step, this will be hard to measure. We're going to just kind of have to approximate there. I'm going to say about 0.10. All right. Sorry for the background noise. We got a C-130 buzzing around overhead. Let's look at the 4440 plug then. And here on the shank portion, okay, I'm seeing 0.428, maybe a little over 0.427 and a half or so, 427, let's call it. And then on our step there, 0.432 and a half, so again about a 5/1000ths or so difference. And similar up here, okay, it looks like the same depth to me, although again that's really hard to measure that. Yeah, I'm going to call that about a 0.1 depth of that step there. And then the 45 ACP, where I just got the plug alone, notice that we, considerably shorter shank than on the two revolver plugs there. So out here on the shank portion, right at 450. And then up here we've got 455. So again, about 5/1000ths difference. And here, again, that's just really hard to get in there and measure that. I'm going to say that that's probably, again, 0.10. Okay. Close as I can measure with my gear. Was that really 0.450 here? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go put this 45 ACP stem in the die and expand a case and see how it does. I've got several different bullets here we can check it with. Okay, I've got my die body adjusted here. Let's drop our plug down in there, tighten our cap down, and run a case up in there. All right, now I've got a couple of bullets over here that we can check and see how we did. Okay, here's a jacketed bullet. That happens to be a Hornady XTP bullet, and we can see how that guy sets down in there. Okay, nice and straight all the way around. And that's a good fit. Here's a plated bullet. And again, sits in there nice and straight. Okay, not over flared. Okay, not belled in particular. Just got that nice step in there. And again, it's in there good and solid. This is a cast bullet, and this particular bullet happens to be sized at 451, and it fits in there just about the same. Okay. And then this bullet, this is not a 45 ACP bullet, but this one is sized at 452, and that one looks like it's going to start in there pretty well also. Okay. So all of those fit in there pretty well, and I think you can kind of, if you look closely, you can sort of see where that step is in there. But that's a superior expander, I think. At least it's going to suit my needs better. It's going to hold that bullet in there straight as we run up into our cedar die. Okay, we're not going to have to guide that bullet. Okay, and it's going to stay in there nice and straight for us. And it's very easy to stick that down in there and get it straight the first time. Okay, it just wants to sit in there correctly. All right, guys, there you go. That's what I've got for you so far on this. They look pretty good to me. I don't know whether I'll get, you know, all of them for the calibers that I have. I've got, you know, most of my Lee turrets already set up, and frankly, the idea of sizing my brass sort of appeals to me, but I'll have to think about that on whether I want to stop doing that. That would be the only reason why I'd want to put these new inserts in all my Lee expander dies, you know, for use on the 4-hole turret press, would be to eliminate that piece of the process. I'm kind of happy with how I'm doing it right now, but I may get a couple more, you know, on my higher volume ones that I do run through here. And it'll also allow me to put the Lee expander and the auto drum powder measure over on the 550, because I don't like Dillon's expanders either. I've got a couple of aftermarket inserts for those, but these are a lot cheaper. So anyway, that's where we are for now. If you've got some of these already and have got some experience with it, drop me a comment down below. If you got other questions, if I can answer them, I will. Don't forget to check that link in the description box for the video we did on this last week. Okay, all right, I think that'll do it. So from the Viejo bench, for now, that's all she wrote.